All right, what is up, folks? We are back once again, taking a look at a replay with Tenpai. Just played this game, and I was just thinking, I have to go over this. This is too wild. So they start with a starter, which is hilarious. But so let's do first do the card by card, and then we'll kind of go through this match. So we've got a Kaiman, another Kaiman, Lightning Storm, Ash, Valor. So not bad, actually. We've got great engine, and then 3 going second cards, which is fantastic. Them starting with the Spright starter means that they probably don't have much gas in their hand, because this is already locking them into level, rank, or link 2s. So I'm pretty happy to see that at the start. That's why I don't Ash it. I want them to commit a little bit more. So they start off with blue, which is tricky because blue grabs everything. So at this point, I kind of have to interact with them, and I choose to Valor here. So we're going to go ahead and Valor the blue. We're going to probably need to hand trap them twice if they have an extender in hand, but it is what it is. So blue gets stopped. They are forced to normal summon Droll. I love seeing that. So now they have to go into a Spright Elf, and then they're basically locked into a gigantic line here. So they Elf back the blue, XYZ summon both of them, or use both of them as materials to go into their gigantic here. And at this point, we're going to obviously Ash this because what else do they have in hand? They've used most of their spell extenders here, so I don't see too many ways that they push through that, and sure enough, they don't. So Lightning Storm to go up against their 2, +1 in hand, and then Gigantic's doing nothing. We don't draw well. Fadra, this is why we play Fadra at 1. We do not want to play 2 of these and just brick. This is a very fragile engine when it comes to needing to see the right piece at the right time. There is a specific ratio you build Tenpai with, I think, is built around not drawing dead cards for your engine, that is. And I think Fadra is unfortunately a dead card to draw. You don't really want to see it. It's not terrible, but, you know, whatever. So that's why we play it just at 1. Anyways, Lightning Storm, the back row. Fantastic. We end up taking out a Gamma Burst and an Impermanence. Very happy to see that. So they had a pretty decent hand. They just, I don't know why they're playing Gamma Burst. It seems like a brick to me. So they're going, I'm going to start off with my Kaiman, my only real engine play. And they do Ash that. That was a crazy statistic there where it said 54% of the time this card is activated, they win. That is a scary, scary number. Okay, so they are going to meet this with an Ash. So their last card is an Ash. The annoying part is that is just enough to stop me because we drew such a fragile engine here. So anyways, we proceed to get Ashed, which is fine. We did Ash them. It's only fair. So we're just going to do a classic T set. I know they're not on Mech Knight, so I'm like, fuck it. Why not just go for a classic T set back in the day? So I have no idea what they drew. Well, I'm sure we'll find out eventually. But the problem is now I have no way to stop their engine here. So I've just got to let it go. I mean, I'm not going to activate this Kaiman until I absolutely have to. All right. So they go for blue. Blue into Jet. Jet. Grab a spell or trap. They're going to go ahead and grab their starter. Use the starter. And, okay, so I guess they had the red in hand. So they really wanted to have everything here. I don't know. This just seems greedy. They completely disrespected this face down, which thankfully Fadra's one really, well, it has 2 good effects, but they're not, the first one's not a starter. But on its own, this effect of fire dragon monsters cannot be destroyed by battle, incredible. Just incredible. It protects itself included. So that alone makes it worthy to play. It's not the worst draw in the world. It's just not going to start your plays. And I wish that this was a starter. Anyways, but they completely disrespect the Fadra. And so I get to live another turn. It basically completely skips their battle phase, which is really, really nice to see. So they're smart here. They're not going to link off either of these red or carrots. They go for an elf. Elf bring back a useless. They could have linked off the red and brought it back, to be honest. All right, so they're going to use their blue and their gigantic for the SP here. Now, let's see. SP target Fadra. Big mistake on their part, right? Not targeting this face down means, well, they probably think it's a bluff. Fine, whatever. They're just playing around it with carrot, which is why I haven't used it yet, because it'll just negate it whenever I try to use it. I need to get carrot off the board first. The challenge, though, is they did get rid of our Fadra, which is not game-ending, but it does suck to not have that, because I'm never going to get its effect to Reborn from the graveyard. So this next turn very, very much hinges on the draw. Thank God it's playable. Pydra. No effect on Pydra. If you use the effect, you're going to get just whiffed, and then it's GG. So they decide to just proactively use Elf, whatever, Jet. Now, I was actually scared of this Elf play, because if they were playing Pixies, they would be able to play around this. But they are not playing Pixies. Instead, they're playing Gamma Burst. I think that's a prime example of why, in this, I'm not a Spright expert or whatever, but I think Pixies is a better play than Gamma Burst, because Pixies is a hand trap that you can use, whereas Gamma Burst, you need to have it on the field. And not to mention, Pixies is also a body. It's like a monster that you can use to special summon. So, personally, I'm a bigger fan of Pixies than this Gamma Burst, but it's sick artwork, though. Gotta give it credit where it's due. But, yeah. Anyways, they are going to just pick it up and really have no protection against slamming it into their carrot, which means that my Sangen Kaiman is now alive. And they will not be able to negate it, even though they can interact with SP. So, sure enough, they do. Whatever. They SP my Fadra away. I don't need it, bro. Kaiman alone is enough to break this board. Now, the biggest thing, and this is how I know I've already won the game, is because they have a restriction on red. It's not really a restriction, but the way red is worded, it says when your opponent activates a monster effect, you contribute one other level, rank, or link to monster, negate that effect. So if this said negate the activation, they would be able to use this in the damage step. But because it says negate that effect, they are not able to interact with me while I am in the damage step. So I'm going to go ahead and Kaiman summon out Chandra, and then this is incredible. Chandra says, at the start of the damage step. That line of text alone means that, well, one, it makes it broken, but two, it means that I win this duel. So we're going to Chandra out the Fadra. Fadra now set up our double damage machine. Chandra, Fadra hit in, go for maximum damage here. We're going to Bident away and then force their Jet into a... Yeah, it's over. But yeah, that was nasty. That was really, really nasty. I think the Spright player they were doing many things correctly. They interacted with me, I think, in the wrong ways, and they also they disrespected my battle phase, or their battle phase, by not respecting my face down monster, essentially. So yeah, this was a very interesting matchup, especially with Spright on the rise. I mean, obviously Master Duel is a slightly different meta, but yeah, I thought this was just too good not to share. So anyways, hope you enjoyed.